Alright guys, in this one I want to go over a grenade build for the Hunter. Obviously Titans and even Warlocks got a lot of grenade focused builds this season, and Hunters really only got a lot of melee focused stuff. So I want to see what I could do and see if I can make anything viable. And I will go on to say that this build is actually pretty good, but it is definitely not going to be the best in-game build in the game. So if that's what you was looking for, I do apologize, but this is a very fun build to try out, and pretty much any other content you could take it into in-game, but just know other builds are going to be a little bit better. I just want to get that out of the way before I jump super deep into the build, but if you guys are still interested, let's jump right into it. So we have our Hunter here, and our main exotic we're going to be running is Shinobu's Vow. This has the exotic perk New Tricks, improves skip grenades, and you gain an additional skip grenade charge. Skip grenades returns energy when it damages enemies. So this is actually a pretty good exotic. Obviously with the Warlock and Titan, they specialize in things like storm grenades, even pulse grenades. The Titan kind of specializes in all of them, but the skip grenades are the Hunter's main thing. Neither the Titan nor Warlock actually can specialize in them, and they get a lot of benefits with Shinobu's Vow. So if we just jump right into our subclass, our aspects we're going to be running is Lethal Current. So after dodging, your next melee attacks increase the lunge range, jolts the target, and creates small damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolt the target with melee attacks also blind them. So you can actually play melee with this build a little bit if enemies are up close, but obviously we are focusing on our grenades. But the Lethal Current is just going to be better than Tempest Strike because you can just kind of blind an enemy if they are jolted just by meleeing them, which is actually pretty strong. Now we'll also be taking Flow State, so defeat a jolt the target makes you amplified. While you're amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly and you're more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. So this is actually going to be very good because this is going to be a very fast way for you to get amplified, which then will increase your reload speed greatly, which is going to be really nice. Plus you also get that increased damage reduction while you are dodging, so this is going to pair well with Gambler's Dodge because you will get that damage resistance. And then I'm going to be running combination blow, so when I get a melee kill with this, I will actually regenerate my class ability energy. So you can kind of just chain these back and forth. You're getting that damage reduction and you're going to be jolting and blinding enemies, which is nice. But again, that guaranteed way to become amplified alongside increasing your reload speed is really nice for this build. Obviously we're taking skip grenade, and I will be running the new arc super, so I can just do a lot of DPS with it, throw it on a boss, and then swap to something else, and you're going to be good to go. Now for fragments, I'm going to run Spark of Shock, so my arc grenade jolts targets. Spark of Ion, so defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. Spark of Discharge, so arc weapon found blows have a chance to create an ionic trace. And Spark of Amplitude, so rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an orb of power. So with all these fragments together, you should be able to throw a skip grenade that's going to jolt targets. You will spawn an ionic trace, and then you also will spawn ionic traces with your weapon, and then you will also spawn orbs of power when you get multi kills while you're amplified, and you will always be amplified because of Flow State getting jolt kills with your skip grenade. Now speaking of weapons, I would recommend arc weapons because this will help you keep your amplified up, but I do like running the Achilles because it can come with demolitionist. This will help get your grenade back a lot faster. It will spawn ionic traces, so that's going to give you even more ability energy back, and overall this is just a very good weapon. Storm Chaser also pairs really nice with this with some of our mods, and I just have Arbalist on. You can kind of run whatever exotic primary you want to. Now for our first main mod, I'm going to be running Elemental Ordnance, so when I defeat a combatant with a grenade, it spawns an elemental well that matches their subclass type. So this means now you get a skip grenade kill, you'll spawn an arc elemental well, which will give you your ability and energy back. I will also be running another one because this is going to stack with things like Bountiful Wells, which I have right here. So elemental well mods that cause you to spawn elemental wells can now stack, spawning additional elemental wells for each additional copy of the mod you have equipped. So now instead of spawning one arc elemental well, you will actually spawn 3 since you have 2 equipped. So having 3 elemental wells will give you a bunch of your ability energy back, and again, you remember you're going to be creating ionic traces, which will also give you your grenade energy back. And just skip grenades themselves hitting enemies will also give you grenade energy back. So as you see, you're going to have infinite skip grenades. The way you can kind of play it is just kind of throw them every now and then, because you're always going to have them to do some extra damage and just jolt targets. It's pretty fun, and it can be very effective if you throw them in the right spots. Now we'll also be running Seeking Wells, so those elemental wells I create will actually track to me just like the ionic traces, which is very strong. And then finally Font of Might, so whenever I pick up arc elemental wells, not only am I getting ability energy back, but I will also be getting a weapon damage bonus, which pairs really nice with my Kilos SMG and Storm Chaser. Now for my other mods, I will run a Harmonic Siphon, so rapid weapon final blows with damage matching your subclass type creates an orb of power. So now Harmonic Siphon will create an orb of power, and your fragment Spark of Amplitude will be creating orbs of power. So orbs of power are going to be really good because of recuperation. You're going to be picking these up. This is going to be really big for your survivability of the build. You get a lot of health back when you pick up these orbs. I would recommend 100 resilience and 100 discipline. My armor on my hunter is definitely not the greatest, so that is why I'm at 47 resilience right now. I need to farm some better armor on this character, but I would go for 100 resilience and 100 discipline. I do also have a linear fusion scavenger and a linear fusion ammo finder alongside having a reloader. You can swap this out to anything you want to, and obviously a champion mod. I just have these as kind of placeholders. SMG loader is really good for the Achilles SMG, obviously, but if you do want to take this into in-game content, you will need to slot some champion mods in your armor. Then finally, I have lightning strikes twice. So after throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge rate for a short time. Arc final blows extend the duration of its benefits. So now everything I said before with your grenade corner rate, you now are going to have lightning strikes twice. It kind of acts like Crown of Tempest in a way if you play on a warlock. So you throw your skip grenade with Shinobu's Vow, you're going to get an Ionic Trace. You're going to get 3 arc elemental balls attract to you, just like the Ionic Trace. You will then get a bunch of ability energy back with that. You will have lightning strikes twice proc, which gives you ability energy back. Since the skip grenades themselves are hitting enemies, you will get ability energy back. And overall, you're just going to be able to just throw grenades all the time, doing some chip damage, chain in, jolt to enemies everywhere, which is very good for ad clear. And I definitely think this is a very fun build, and it is capable for in-game, but there are definitely better hunter builds to take into that. But that's pretty much going to do it for this build. Let me know what you guys think of it. I will have a dim link to this build in the comments below if you guys like to go check it out over there. I know melee hunter is definitely the go-to, but I wanted to try to put together a fun little grenade build. I think I did do extremely well with this, and I think it is going to be pretty good. Just like I said, being able to throw some grenades, just get some chip damage and jolt enemies everywhere, because jolt is extremely strong, and having infinite uptime with that on your grenades could be really, really good. But anyway, that's going to do it all for me. If you guys did enjoy this, want to check out my other builds, consider subscribing, dropping a like, and turn notifications on. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord or follow me on any of my socials, all of that will be linked in the description below. But just know watching this video is way more than enough. Every single bit of support from y'all is truly appreciated, but thank you all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.